I kissed a Jawa and I liked it. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Xaereth Prevails, a Grand Arena story, folks. We are in match 2 of the first week of this season. Rank number 113, trying to get into the top 100. Another epic fight against a guy who's in the same guild as the guy I faced last time. It's going to be an epic one, just like all of them are these days. So, here's the situation. Facing someone named Taka. He's from the Ma Guild, and it's good guild, one of the best PvP guilds out there. And you can see he's got more GP than me at the very bottom, about 600k, maybe more than that. Nothing too crazy compared to what I've been facing. You can see that they do have more mods, better mods on almost every level than me, except for the very top shelf one, though my advantage isn't very big there. They do have more tier 9 relics than me, as I've come to expect. And then the biggest difference, of course, is always that relic 7, where people almost always have double the number what I have. So, and then double the number of 8s, and double the number, it's like double the, I'm actually thinking this double mint gum, it's double all the things, guys. It's an extra 200 relic levels total. So it's a mess. It's a huge mess. Here's what I placed on defense, folks. I kept 3 galactic legends, but I put that weird new Starkiller comp down in the back zone this time, and we put the full bastard Lord Vader team down as well as a Rey team and the Kenobi team. I was pretty sure he was going to try to use Maul to kill my Starkiller team, so I put that team down in the back because I think that's going to be pretty anti-Maul lead. So, I also put an EP Mara team down on defense. I'm not sure if that's good or not. Iden, everything. Decent defense, I think, guys. Here's what he placed. He surprised the heck out of me by placing the Maul team, and Strawberry had Maul with Revan, but the Maul team especially was surprising because he leans on that team on offense. He uses it so much, but he kept it on defense, and I didn't really have a great plan for it. Well, I did have a decent plan eventually. You guys will see, but he put the BAM team down, and Iden up top, he's got Dash team, but it's not Omicron, and Jedi Training Rey and Mothra. So one thing I will say is my opponent did telegraph a few things. He made sure to show that his Jedi Training Rey was not going to be with his own Rey, and he also made sure to show that his Lord Vader team, whatever it was not going to have Maul because he's on defense. So nice to know a couple of those facts. Now, before we jump into the fighting, just want to remind you guys, if you want to support the channel for free, all you've got to do is hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment, something that helps us mount the algorithm. We can do it together, folks. I have a dream of one day mounting the algorithm together, folks. Thank you so much for your support. Subscribe. Ding that bell if you dare. I've never dared, but if you're crazy, then I don't know if I can say I respect that, but please just follow your will in that case at least. So let's actually get to the fighting, shall we? First up, we need to take down this ludicrous Iden team. So it's not actually that ludicrous, but we're taking Darth Revan, guys, without Malak, as you guys have seen in the past. So, Iden gets 100% turn meter, everyone shoots that pre-taunt, and now we're off to the races. I was like, oh shoot, how did Darth Revan not get a turn? But it's just because Marauder always gets a turn here. And you guys have seen this team in action before. We can... I'm trying to hit the people with stagger is what I'm trying to do. So I'm taking my time. We can take time trying to figure this out. And so anyone who has fear and stagger, we're leaving alone. But the people who just have stagger. And then, I was trying to figure out what we want to do. Because, eventually we're going to trigger that stagger anyways. We want to get Death Mark on Iden, of course, once Iden is gone. The thing is, Iden does an enormous amount of damage just on her own. Like, she's a huge threat. Now watch this Stormtrooper. Remember, with the Zeta on Stormtrooper, he gains a bunch of offense every time one of his teammates dies. And so, look at how much damage, he's got that retribution. Look at how much damage he's doing to our poor Sith Empire Trooper until he finally just kills him. A Relic 7 Sith Empire Trooper modded for defense, and Stormtrooper just WTF pwns him. So, we got through it. Now we're going to use General Grievous here. Here's the thing, guys. There's no visible Galactic Legends in the back. And so, because there's no visible Galactic Legends in the back, we want to be able to save our Galactic Legends. We have 3 of them, and so we can use basically everything else we have, because we have 3 Galactic Legends. We can probably take care of his pretty easily, regardless of what types we have. So as long as we stay true to ourselves, folks, I thought I have a pretty decent plan for this front zone. We need to just not use a Galactic Legend as a cheat. And meanwhile, General Grievous, this is a great comp, and we need Jedi. We could use Basti, lead Jedi with Jedi Revan if we wanted to against this, but and it would be a high banner win actually. That's just like a really easy win. However, General Grievous is also pretty high percentage, and 62 banners, it's pretty good. And this way we can save our Jedi in case he has Jedi Master Kenobi in the back, which I thought was a 50-50 chance, because he does switch things up a lot. Now, here's the thing that I thought was going to work out for me, guys. Commander Luke, we did this last time. So, they're hitting me and everything. We're hitting them back, and we're getting a bunch of turn meter. Here's the thing, guys. For some reason, I was under the impression, and this was just me being dumb, I thought that we could stun Maul and stop everything from happening. Now, using Commander Luke against this comp, like this comp versus their comp, this is like a 98% win on swgoh.gg. I'm not sure if we're supposed to shoot Watt or what. Like you guys saw it last match, I did this to the exact same Watt or Maul composition, and all we have to do is switch stances, and then we'll get another turn and be able to take out his frenzy, take out his turn meter, and we're good. Except Maul went before my Commander Luke, which I think is just because their Maul was faster than my Commander Luke, because we're both at 100% turn meter. So their Maul is going, and now all my Wookiees are dead. And now we're going to skip ahead, because I thought for a really long time. And I decided to do a couple shots just to see, because my turn meter was such that we could do a couple shots and we'd see where we're at. And then I decided, eventually, they're going to kill me now, and then they're going to have loaded turn meter, decided to just forfeit. I think that was maybe a mistake. Maybe I should have just kept the turn meter loaded. Okay, so I was like, I need time to think. We need time to think. So let's instead just try this. So this is a new comp I wanted to, well, it's not a new comp, but I wanted to try this against a BAM team. We really want to avoid him getting into poop stance as much as we can, guys. But the idea is we want Piet to dispel IG. Okay, what do you do here exactly? Like, should we do the AoE and just try to fear everyone? Should we, what should we do? So Bam did get into his poop stance, but now as long as we get the big AoE from Veers, we should just be good. And we did, in fact, get it. And once we do that, as long as we get it before he gets into poop stance. So I think the things that shut this down, number 1, Zalbar might do a really good job of shutting us down. Number 2, getting that poop stance a couple times. I think that might have shut us down. Nest would have shut us down for sure. But okay, so I had just seen this. This is during Gambit Fight Night, folks, and my friend Tassinix had used his Night Sisters to counter this exact comp, and then but apparently he got the good rolls, or I got the bad rolls, and my Night Sisters just got eaten alive. But there was no recourse. I just had to quit. So threw away Night Sisters. threw away Commander Luke, and things are starting to look sketchy. I'm like, all right, let's try Padme with Jawas, I guess, because they're gonna get a bunch of stacks here, guys. So the only Jawa I have that has any relics is Scavenger, who's the one who you see the yellow damage on, and if they kill him, then they stop gaining thermals. But you can see all these stacks of thermals, and I make one huge blunder here, guys. This is a pretty big deal, actually. So, okay, so Padme should, right now, like, I mean, our Scavenger's just about to die, and then Padme's here just to make sure that she survives long enough for the thermals to actually take hold, you know, to actually work. And Canderous is already gone. Okay, so they've got all these thermals, and here's the issue, folks. I make this huge mistake, you know, because Padme's surviving. She's a thick girl. Now I should try to. I was trying to just get some extra bonus protection just so that she could survive longer, because I just want those 25 thermals to explode and kill these guys. So I should have stunned Armor here if I could. I did my basic, but I should have stunned Armor because she has 3 stacks of Beskar, and we just I mean, we're not going to win this, right? I mean, there's just no way that, you know, Maul doesn't have any stacks anymore, but there's 25 on Bo-Katan and 25 on the Armor are going to be very nice if they all explode at once. But the only problem is those 3 stacks of Beskar give 50% extra defense to whoever they go onto, and if they go onto Bo-Katan, so we did a basic. We should have stunned so that Armor couldn't get out of it, but instead, look at this, guys. So she puts the 3 stacks of Beskar on, meaning that we do way less damage with our thermals, and then Bo-Katan goes, and look at how close Bo-Katan is to dead. If we had stunned Armor, which maybe we would have missed anyways, but then Bo-Katan would have just died. So I decided to time out here because Canderous was dead, at least. And we had the cooldowns where we wanted them. And then I was like, all right, I guess we have Qui-Gon with Anakin. I don't have specific plans for these guys. So we're just going to do basics for a little bit. Eventually, like, Maul is so random, he'll just kill me, you know, kill random guy. Like, eventually he'll hit Qui-Gon and then we'll move. So we do have days on us. So, like, giving out the turn meter and stuff isn't great. What I decided was we could do the AoE and get some offense down on Maul, just for funsies. I think that's what I decided. Yeah, you do the special damage, so you do the AoE, and then, I mean, they said to do the basic, and I did the special. It doesn't really matter. So let's have Qui-Gon go. We can dispel the buff temporarily. The taunt is going to come back, but at least we can get offense up on everyone. So it's like Anakin has offense up right now. So if they kill Qui-Gon, which they do, we have offense up, so we do extra damage. You know, so we managed to kill everyone except for Armor, and then, I mean, Mace actually got a kill. Look at you, Mace. Finally killing anything in the whole world. Well done, Mace. What a weirdo. Just kidding. I mean, he is weird. He's like, got this weird fixation. Alright, here are all the Galactic Legends, guys. Here all 3 of them. So, I have Sith Eternal available. I have Supreme Leader Kylo. And I have Jedi Master Luke. And so, we could counter this. We can do this. You know, he doesn't have a tank with Jedi Master Kenobi, which was so weird to me. And then he also didn't have Red Trooper with his Supreme Leader Kylo, which is also a very interesting build, as you guys will see. And then, of course, he put Sith Eternal with Malak because he told me in chat, he was like, yep, I know that you struggle with this comp because I lost to it a couple times ago. But first, we got to take out some of the teams up top, guys. So, all right, we're taking Watt here, and I put the weapons tech on Traya just so that Traya can potentially kill someone, and if she does kill someone, she's also going to gain a lot of turn meter here, but if she does take someone out, then they can't actually revive. So we have Nihilus who can do that to him, and we also have Traya. Now, I don't know, I decided I wanted to science it, guys, and use Talon instead of Barriss, because the thing is, if they kill my Traya, then, you know, if they kill Traya, then that we'll just get revived by what's her name, Talon. So, and then did you see that stupid Katarn just one shots my Traya, and then the follow up, so she gets revived, I think, by Talon. Is my guess, and then And then I died anyways because of the follow-up attacks. That's the best guess. But Sion was able to drag Mothra to the pit at least. So, you know, we got that done. We knocked it out, knocked her out. And now, I mean, the rest of the team still gets her leadership, but we also get our Traya leadership as well. And, you know, Sion's got his win condition as well. I mean, he is a thick boy at this point. So, you know, we can just take these guys out. Now, you know, Kara kept reviving because of her potency up, and then Nihilus is like, you know what, I dispel on basic, let's just take you out. She's like, I revive, oh, I can't do that. All right, so now we're gonna go down again here. Let me show you guys the rationale. So we're gonna use Sith Eternal. You guys have seen me do this before. We're taking a bunch of tanks here because we want the best chance for armor to get a third stack of Beskar. Once you bring someone down to what, under 60% max health, something like that, of their health left, then she gets a third stack of Beskar. You need a third stack of ingots in order to put him on Sith Eternal, and then he can't be crit, and then he can just kind of run the table on any Sith Eternal or Supreme Leader Kylo team. So this is a whole apparatus of tanks of different like strengths and you know, abilities to be able to hopefully get the stacks of Beskar on armor to get them on Sith Eternal. And so, I mean, this has worked for me in the past. The more secure way, of course, is with Thrawn, but Thrawn is, of course, on defense with Lord Vader. So the most secure way to do this. All right, so first off, we have Baze, and this is the reason I haven't been upgrading Baze, is because he always gets almost killed, but not quite, with one poke from Kylo, and he was the only real pre-taunt. Now my Sith Eternal, so you can see we have 3 stacks of Beskar ingots. I'm like, okay, great. Now we're going to put taunt on all of the dark side tanks, and we'll be good. You know, we'll put there's only one tank here. I mean, we can just put this on Kylo. He can't crit now because he's linked. And so I'm like, okay, as soon as armor goes, which she'll get a turn here pretty soon. Once armor goes, then we'll be good to go. Well, like, she's 320 speed, something like that. And I was like, man, I'm really glad that, you know, I put an extra tank in there. And then armor just gets, before she gets a turn, Kylo gets his ult, and that's because Phasma is there, and she gave everyone a bunch of turn meter. And so, I mean, there we go. No stacks, because armor didn't get a turn. And yeah, I actually slowed this battle down. All my other ones are faster. I decided to show you guys that just because of the horror of it all. I mean, it's just like, I get a turn, and then they get all the turns until my armor is dead. Like, he got his ult that quickly. Just completely surprised me. I couldn't believe it. I've never seen anything, and I think it's because of Phasma, guys. So I'm like, okay, we got our ult. Maybe we can actually kill someone. That would be fancy. Like, maybe we actually are able to make something happen. But then we weren't, and we died. Horrifying death. That was, oh my gosh, just crazy, guys. All right, so probably not gonna clear now. Probably not going to clear. So let me rewind just a tiny bit here, folks. So I got to show you guys what's going on. So I was like, okay, if we have any chance to clear, we have to use Supreme Leader Kylo to kill his Sith Eternal, because I don't really have any other ways to kill him. And then we got to use the normal, like the Jedi Rev and Jedi Luke team to maybe kill this turn meter loaded Supreme Leader Kylo team. That's the only hope. And then we have to use our leftover Jedi, which aren't like optimized, but like there's some good Jedi there at least, to kill this Jedi Master Luke or Kenobi, because there's no taunt, so we can just target whoever we want off the get-go. So like, we don't need Jedi Rev in here for the mark on Cat like we normally do, because there's no taunt, and there's not even R2D2 here to give a pseudo taunt. So I was like, we don't need Jedi Rev in here. But we're going to have to use, so I fully acknowledge that the team that we're using on Jedi Master Kenobi is not the optimized team. Now you can see Grandmaster Yoda in the back, kind of. You can see his buffs at least poking up over my big head. But, you know, we increase the cooldowns on Kenobi. Now we've got to kill Anakin first if we can. And, you know, so let's do it. Let's take him out. You know, we got to trigger their savior thing. The problem being, of course, you know, like, they'll they'll prioritize Grandmaster Yoda, and then it can get kind of scary. Obviously, like we want to we want to be able to revive Grandmaster Yoda so that they prioritize him, do the AoE, and then they get some hits back. But then look at all these buffs we got. That's pretty sweet, pretty epic. That's actually a ton of buffs. All of them have a ton, but. You know, okay, the question was, do we get rid of those debuffs on Luke, or do we just keep working on our whatever it's called? And, you know, we're calling Jolie so that he does damage, so that he can actually revive someone. And things are going well, guys, because we want Jedi Knight Luke here because we want him to be able to stun everyone. And we want Revan here because he can pass turns around, and he's like the only turn meter manipulation we're allowed to have. So... Alright, what are we going to do? I looked at turn meter here, and as long as we can call Jolie for one more turn and do damage, then Jolie's going to get another turn if he can survive, and he can revive everyone. And then maybe, so we've actually managed to get our ultimate, and, you know, everything's looking like maybe it'll work. Who knows? Who knows? You know, do the AoE for no reason. The AoE was actually foolish there, but okay, everyone's back, except Grandmaster Yoda's not. And, I mean, it's just looking like we're screwed. It's looking really bad, guys. You know, Jolie did the best he could, but we're done. We're out. So, there's no clearing this Kenobi team, unfortunately, guys. So, alright, let's go back. And Bad Batch, here's a trick that I learned from our guest on Fight Night, guys. You can use Bad Batch to kill Nest teams, like some teams with Nest at least. I'll show you, because you can get stuck on Nest, but you can also, and I'm fairly like I make a few blunders here, but essentially, so I should have just put the arrow thing onto Nest so we can do bigger hits with Omega. And now, what we've got to do, guys, there's a number of things we got to do. So, first off, we want to, when she gets a turn, okay, so we want to get healing immunity and daze on her, so she can't hit us back, and she can't heal whenever she takes a turn. And then we can try to stun or whatever, that's fine, but, you know, we just want to try to stun her. And then with Hunter, especially, though, we don't want Hunter to reduce her turn meter with his basic. So, you can see, okay, so he threw and reduced her turn meter, which is foolish. So you'll see eventually I start using specials on her with Hunter, especially, and you know, okay, so now he gets to throw. Didn't do enough damage, but we did chip away a little bit of her health because she doesn't have healing. She can't heal. She can't hit us back, and so, you know, once again. You know, we want Hunter. He's reducing turn meter, guys. Don't let him do his basic. This is one of the more foolish things to do. But, you know, we also kind of want to avoid. We also want to avoid doing the AoE from Wrecker, which is something that I missed as well. Don't want to do the AoE because that'll give me true damage. So that anytime someone goes, then we'll be able to, like, we'll just do a small amount of damage and build her protection up. So we don't want the defense up from Wrecker. So we want Echo to do specials so that he doesn't do his basic. We want Hunter to not do his basic, and once that happens, then we can start, you know, maybe doing some, you know, actually making some things work. So we've got a minute left, less than a minute, and okay, so do we try to just take out Nest now? We do, and we got her. So, thank goodness. A few blunders there, but I think that's fairly consistent, guys. I think that's going to work. I'll have to try it some more. So, alright, we've got Mothra against this. I mean, this is their throwaway team, right? Like, they're high relics, but they're not super amazing, frankly. So, alright, let's take out Fennec. She's the one who can do all the damage, but, I mean... Well, I was saving Mothra so that we could do a cleanup against one of the GLs, but there's no GL that's even close to being able to be cleaned up. And we need to get to fleets. We need to get to fleets without any more fails, guys. Because, I mean, we're not going to clear. We're just not going to clear. But we need to keep our eyes on the prize. Like, that's a lesson I've learned recently. I've talked about it a lot. So, you know, we've got to do it. We've got to do it. And... now watch, Zelbar takes for frickin' ever, guys. It's like 350 to when we started hitting him, and I have no idea how long it takes, but eventually I do just hit auto, because the thing is he has ramping defense, but the more you ramp your defense, eventually you hit a stage where it actually doesn't do anything more than for you. Like, you hit a stage where it, like, you still do reduce damage, but it reduces smaller and smaller amounts of damage to the point where, you know, it almost doesn't have any effect. So, all right, we got it though. Took us like a full minute of hitting him, of paper cutting him. But all right, in the back he put an anti-malevolence build, Executor down. So I was like, you know what? Before we try tackling these guys, let's just take a break from squads because they're frustrating me. Let's use our rebels, and so we need to take out their. If we can kill IG 2000 immediately, then we can win. But we did the wiggle, and immediately Houndstooth took a turn. So that was I don't know if that was a blunder. I mean, our guest was actually telling me, like, he's like, okay, I've done this a lot. This is what you do. You do the wiggle, and then once we did it, we're supposed to gain 100% turn meter. But apparently, their Houndstooth had more than 100% turn meter, and was able to get it. So now we're just trying to make the best of it, because if we'd killed IG right then, things would have been good. Could have just taken him out, but you know. All right, so we don't have breach. I was like, all right, let's see if we can just take out their Xanadu blood. We target Xanadu blood so that we get defense down, and then if we can just do, okay, look at the turn meters. If I do the wiggle, I'll get 66% turn meter, something like that. So if we do that, I'll still get the next turn. Do the AoE, take out Xanadu. Great, okay, so at least we can clean this up after this whole fiasco. If we don't, like, momentum's kind of swinging in our way just a little bit here, guys. So, you know, let's just keep going. Heal up that, the Cassian ship a little bit. And try to take out Razor Crest if possible. And then, of course, they get Slave 1, and at some point they had dispelled the Millennium Falcon's thing and stuff, so, alright, let's dispel Slave 1's. And, of course, then they got this, they have Breach, and so, you know, we can't dispel it. Let's, I guess, just call, I mean, okay, killed Falcon, so we're not gonna get it, guys. I'm sorry, we can't do it. We just don't have it. I don't have what it takes. I was like, maybe we could just kill Slave 1, though. That would be fancy of us, right? And Executor agreed. Actually, my opponent's team was like, yeah, that would be fancy. Fancy AF. But instead, we're just going to kill you because we don't want you to be fancy. We don't appreciate fanciness in our opponents. And I guess I can't fault them for that. So, you know, I'm just fighting tooth and nail because why not? Why the heck not, guys? Like, don't give up. I won't. That's not how you prevail. You don't just, like, fold, you know? If there's no reason to keep struggling, maybe not, but there's every reason here. So we've got the Resistance Bomber, guys. Let's see how the new Resistance Bomber does. 7 stars, because I wailed out on it, and I don't know if I regret it or not. Some of these moves might not be optimized. We kept Falcon in reserve, but you can see it took a while to figure out which moves should I even take. I don't know if I'm gonna taunt. I mean, I have Mark right now anyways on him, her on it. I guess we could call it her on that bomber. But all right, we just want to do specials with the other ships. The Resistance Bomber won't help us toward getting like, we can't get foresight on it, so therefore we can't actually help toward getting the ultimate on Raddus. But look at how many hits we're taking, and granted, this isn't the optimized lineup. There's Slave 1 instead of Xanadu Blood, but I mean, we're taking a lot of hits here, and I mean, we're clearly surviving. We have the sweet spot buff, and we did a decent amount of damage to that Houndstooth, actually, so that was cool. We could do the AoE with the Falcon, and I don't know, this bomber's feeling pretty resilient, guys. I mean, 7 stars, granted. If it was 6 stars, we'd have been dead by now, but eventually Houndstooth stopped taunting. We could kill Slave 1, that's good. And I guess we'll kill the Reaper next, if we can. I guess we'll kill Executor first instead. Get the Ghost in, and I mean, Ghost is nice because we can get those exposes. That, and if we have the Resistance pilot there, I believe, or the Resistance X-Wing, I think we can get exposes there. And so, I mean, Houndstooth can be really difficult to take out, even after we kill Executor, because it heals. But in this case, I mean, we got it. We did it. Cool. That's pretty neat, right? First use. I mean, yeah, it seems like it can take a hit. All right, we got Malevolence here for their Negotiator, and as long as we can take out their bomber kind of quick, that'll be pretty neat as well. You know, this is the dirty version, of course, but you know, we've got Buzz Droids on the bomber. Let's go over and just stun Anakin real quick for fun. Stun for fun. Fun in the stun. No, that was fairly stupid, but we did manage to get the snipe out on Anakin, and after this, I mean, at the very least, a cleanup is nice. You know, that's pretty good, pretty high percent. Get spy in because either we kill the bomber or we kill fives, which is nice. Everything's nice here, and I mean, the momentum's in my favor. We're good. We're good. Let's just take out that Y-wing. 68 banners, not too bad. So now we've got to take out as much as we can here, guys. So let's go take out the Supreme Leader Kylo if possible. So you know they've loaded turn meter, but they did manage to just kill Revan right away, even without Red Trooper. So we just passed the turn, passed the buck. And it's like, okay, so what do we do here? What in this situation? What are we supposed to do? And the thing is, the Supreme Leader Kylo is going to do something filthy. I think he's got his AOE coming, and we don't have foresight, and we want foresight. You know, we want to be able to. We don't want him to wipe all of his stuff. So let's increase his cooldowns if we can. I'm just trying to decide if we should mass assist or if we should just try to ability block. Mass assist would reduce his turn meter and potentially ability block him. And then we would also increase his cooldown. So eventually that's what I chose. And then I was like, you know what, we're really close to just taking this D-bag out. We have potency up from old Ben, and so we got ability block on everyone. Can get foresight, and I mean once you kill Kylo, I mean the rest of the team just folds like a sack of suet, and we should be good to go. We got vulnerable on Phasma. Let's just take her out because, man, she caused untold damage to us. We're probably not going to clear. I mean, we're not going to clear. Probably going to lose, but at least, you know, at least that worked. We killed the turn meter loaded team, apparently. So that's cool. And then we have Supreme Leader Kylo left. We're not going to kill. I mean, we can't finish both of these teams off. So let's get the high percentage win here with Kylo versus Sith Eternal and with Malak. And my opponent actually asked about this. He said, "How did you beat Sith Eternal?" So we're clearly, I'm clearly just spoiling the results here. But he asked how I beat the Sith Eternal because he knew that I had problems with this team, which I thought was funny. Because you know he researched it, or maybe asked his guildmate or whatever. But yeah, so. I mean, let's take out Sith Eternal, I guess. Let's do it, guys. There it goes. There it goes. Pop goes the Sith Eternal. And with that, I mean, we cleared. It wasn't efficient on any level. We had a bunch of fails, in fact. So, I mean, it's not just that we cleared. It's not just that we didn't full clear. We also failed 3 times. We took 4 to get through to that front zone. It took we failed again on another squad in the back, and we failed once on fleet. So this isn't a good score, folks. I mean, I've already dropped 30, 50, I've dropped 70 just from fails. So my opponent just has to not totally fail himself. But I'll show you guys the final results if you want, if you dare. Let's check it out. And you're probably as surprised as me to see this final result. So the truth was, there wasn't a great way for him to kill my Lord Vader with this comp. Like, this is the full bastard version, and so he failed with one of his GLs, and just completely failed from what I understand. And so we had to use a different Galactic Legend. And at that point, I mean, he could use his Star Killer to kill my Rey. That's no issue. And then, you know, he beat my other 2 teams. But then, you know, he couldn't kill my Jedi Master Luke, or Jedi Master Kenobi in the back. He killed the other 2 teams, and then up top he failed a couple times to Iden, which is nice for us. I mean, we needed those 30 banners, frankly. So, and then he failed twice on ships for another 40, and that was it. That was it. We ended up winning by less than 30. So if he hadn't failed twice on Iden, we would have. It would have been a lot better, for him. I mean, if he had one shot, obviously. But here's the thing, guys, and this isn't me being a dick about my opponent. No shade, but he didn't give himself much room to be able to counter a really good Lord Vader team in the front with Kenobi in the back. Like, he only had 3 GLs, and when he failed once against my Lord Vader, he didn't really have much recourse but to use another Galactic Legend, in which case, like, he couldn't clear my back zone. I really liked the Phasma build that he used, though, because that totally just... I think that build just probably completely shuts down the Sith Eternal counter with armor. Unless my armor is more... I need to put more relics on armor, actually. That's something I definitely need to do. That being said, I don't think armor would have survived regardless. Maybe like a Relic 7. I should just do that. I should just pull the trigger. At least a Relic 5. She's only Relic 2, so that's my own stupidness. But finally, guys, never give up. I mean, I got a little sloppy because I was pretty sure I was going to just lose. And so I think, I mean, that's a lesson I can internalize as well. But guys, don't give up, because if you put a good defense down, there's always the chance that your opponent can't clear you. So thank goodness that we were somehow a little bit more efficient than my opponent. And as a consolation, so we're in the finals against one of my patrons, but also one of the best theory crafters in the game, Blade Baka. He is brutal against content creators. He just completely destroys them. So stay tuned for that. He's going to attack first. You can watch it live on Twitch. Links in the video description, of course. But guys, I'm going to call it good. Let me know in the comments what was your favorite part of this, if there was any. It was pretty ugly all the way around, but I mean, this guy put a good defense down too, so I'm fairly proud of how we were able to maneuver against this guy. I mean, everyone at this top level, in the top 100-ish, is just going to be good. And now I think I'm in place number 61 right now on the leaderboard, so we're getting somewhere. Anyways, let me know in the comments what you think. Guys, thank you all so much for watching. And remember that in all things, Xaereth prevails, even when he wins. Take care.